Interview presented by Canaceutics Medical Dispensary, proudly serving New Mexico cannabis patients with trustworthy all-natural medicine since 2010.
Welcome to Cage Minds. I'm Micah Frankel at the One Stop Shop. The gentleman's next to me, LFA, is going to be in El Paso, Texas for the first time in August. And this man's on the card, the co-main event right now. As close as we're going to get, it sounds like, to a home game for you from the LFA. How's that feel?
It feels good, but as I've been calling for a while, I want that New Mexico home game, and it sucks. Like, you know, at least it's close enough for a lot of people to be able to come through and see me do what I do and represent New Mexico.
Glad to see you getting back in there. Glad to see that you will be as close as we can to seeing you can compete here. Where did you go after the loss? Where do you start to rebuild after the last fight?
As soon as the fight was over and we got back here, I gave myself the bare minimum time that was required for me to make sure everything was A-okay after taking that type of a shot. But after that, I got right back in there. As soon as I got the clearance from the doctor, because they were like, it was a flash. I didn't even have a long mandatory suspension. They just said, get cleared by a doctor and you should be good because you seem fine already. I didn't even have sensitivity to light or anything the same night. I didn't even have anything like that. So I was pretty lucky. I know I dodged a bullet on that one because not all concussions are built the same, and I could have got a horrific one. But overall, it was just get back into the gym and adjust everything. It really was a entire revamping of my style. I changed my stance and everything damn near every fight, but this time around I did it more so to fix the issues that I found I was running into during the fight and that I was running into during training as well.
Okay, so tell us about that. What did you find out that was vulnerable to your own style?
It's that blitzing motion that I have. A lot of it, you know, I get away with a lot because of my physical attributes and gifts alone. But we just saw with Robert Whitaker getting caught with by DDP in his fight. You know, when you come in there, it doesn't take much. When you're throwing it in with your entire body weight and you're going up against a dude your size or bigger, if he catches you at the same time, you're gonna be on the ground. It's just how it kind of goes. So I didn't want to get rid of the karate taekwondo stance as a whole. It was mainly just that blitzing motion where I lead with the cross, and I was squaring myself up when I was throwing it because I'm getting ready to land that next punch immediately after. So instead of just hitting a dart and cross and being gone, it's a step into, and I'm in the middle of switching stances to throw my next shot, and that's right where I got caught. So I really wanted to get rid of that part of my game. It was causing me more harm than good. The only time I really get touched in fights is when I'm blitzing into range. As we've all seen from my entire career so far, if it's just up to you to come to me, you're going to suffer.
When you're assessing that last fight, it's easy to obsess about the moment, but are you able to take away, well, shit, I was doing pretty good until that moment?
It's easy to kind of get caught up in that. I just look for the negatives to build on. The positive moments are fleeting. It's the negative ones that last the longest. So those are the ones that I take hold of so I can truly adjust. Because it's very easy to fall into hearing everyone saying, bro, you were beating the brakes off him. He could not touch you the entire time. At the end of the day, he beat me. So I'm just concerned about the things he did that allowed him to do so.
Are you able to take away any positivity from yourself when you see he gets a call up to the next level right away and has success? So you're like, okay, this wasn't my imagination. He's pretty good.
I always knew he was good, though. The biggest positive that I took away from it, especially after seeing the success he had, is that I'm just as good. I just need to make a couple of adjustments. That's all I need to do, and I'm already a problem. So if I just make the correct calls that I need to make, then I'll be able to adjust accordingly and really put everything together to move on to the next level and probably see him again.
Is this the proper amount? That's the first time you've ever insinuated you may give the UFC a thought.
It is the first time because after talking with a couple of guys, my coach, Frank Gomez, John Dotson, they're like, why would you not use it to build your brand? Don't immediately shut it down. So they've allowed me to open myself up to the possibility of it. Of course, I'd be a fool if they ever came calling to not take them up on that offer. End goals be damned.
I totally forgot the question I was going to ask before that, because that little thing struck me like, well, wait, catch that one. He just said that. I mean, okay. All right, we're in here. We're revamping the style. Have you had enough time to feel like you've adjusted everything to a point where it's as natural as that blitz was?
100%. The blitz actually didn't feel too natural to me, and it's what caused me to get caught in those half-beat moments. Like when I was going in there the first time that I hurt Trey, right afterwards, and I blitzed him. It's like, why did you do that? You could have just took your time and threw the exact same 1-2 high kick combination that just rocked him. You had the space. You had the time. So me thinking that I had to blitz in there and I had to touch all these people, like I had to touch them just impatiently. I had to touch them. The biggest thing in my training was getting rid of that and getting back to taking my time. You know, I'm a power marksman at the end of the day. I'm here picking my shots and hitting you at a point where you can't hit me. And if you can't touch me, what business do I have closing the distance and making it easier for you to do so? And that's something that when I spoke with two people in particular, Jason from MMAI and Luke Thomas, who actually both got back to me, they were like, Jalin, you know, you're doing this touch style that isn't really your normal thing. You're kind of known for hitting these dudes and hitting them as hard as you can and as often as you can. But in that fight with Trey, they were like, it was too much of I'm trying to set everything up for this one big shot. And I wasted shots and wasted opportunities that I could have used to just enact real damage on him and possibly get that fight over with. So I'm looking to go into this fight with that mindset of going back to just violence. Just that. I just want to touch you. I want to master class on you. And I want to hit you so hard that you change your entire game plan and you go shooting from my hips.
The opponent's going to be Daniel Frunza. He's coming off of a couple first-round finishes. We've seen he's Italian, that Italian scene. He's been able to get, I believe, 80% of his wins are finishes out there. What do you see in the challenge that lies ahead of you?
I see a man who's become overconfident in his right hand and overconfident in his power, to the point where he's not even going to throw any other weapon other than the right hand and that back leg. He throws it, and the way he throws it, everything is so fully committed that he's off balance. You don't see him being able to follow up. So I'm looking to classically draw him into dead space, create those open lanes, and I'm going to butcher him.
Last time you got an epic finish, you came out to I Want It That Way. Can you let us in on what kind of song you're feeling for this upcoming one?
There's a bit of a splish splash right now between two, and it's hard. It's got to be Baby by Justin Bieber or Replay by Zendaya, the new queen on the block. So we will see. Well, you all will see. I'll know long before you guys do.
We've got the fight coming up. It's closest that we can to being a home game. You've revamped the style. Tit on?
It's my QR code to get tickets. They're still available and will be all the way up until the 4th, the day of the event. So 505, please come on through, show out. And if we show that support, maybe we'll be able to get that LFA home game that all of the fighters in this region have been dying for.
We'll see you guys August 4th in El Paso.
Peace.